Guys. I just want to let you guys know that today's project we're going to be doing is really fun, and it's less of a programming um, class than it is an art class. And that's one of the things I wanted to highlight about Scratch is Scratch is not just a programming application. It's an application that you can use to be really creative, and a lot of the creativity can be done using the artist palette and the backdrop or sprite maker tools. So this is what I'm going to show you how to do today, and I'm going to focus my attention on a type of art called pixel art. And pixel art is really easy to make, and you don't have to have a lot of drawing skills at all to do pixel art. This is what pixel art is. These are some examples of pixel art. So some of these pixel art things have been done, like this is like a Minecraft um, watermelon, or the Adidas logo, or there's Gary the snail. Someone did a pixel art of coronavirus, and it looks like they actually colored this on graph paper, which is kind of fun, which you could actually do. But today we're not going to color on graph paper. We're actually going to use tools in Scratch to create images that are like this. And it's really, really easy to do. And there's going to be 3 different ways that I show you how to make pixel art. And your project is to use at least one of those methods to make a project on Scratch with some pixel art in it, either as backdrop or as a sprite. So I'm going to show you an example of my pixel art project. It's called Pixel Hearts. And if you want to look at the code inside there, I'll provide the link for you on Google Classroom, or you can look inside and see the artwork and the code that I used to make this project. But if you click the green flag, it says just click the green flag in the instructions, and you click it, and you can see the heart changes from red to rainbow, and you hear this little heartbeat in the background, and you can see the backdrop changes from these like tan lines into these pixelated design. Really basic, not really fancy. If you click see inside, you can even borrow the costumes that I created. You could see the red heart and the rainbow heart, and you might even be able to tell how I made it, but I can show you how to do that today. So what you're going to do is you're going to click File, Create, and you're going to create a new file. And you're going to choose a sprite. So right over here, you're going to, in the sprite area, if the cat is there, you can just hover over him and click the little trash can so he goes away. And you're going to click choose a sprite. This technique works best on characters that are animated rather than photographed. So let's choose a basic, let's choose the fish. Let's see what happens. There's a fish. It looks like he has a lot of different costumes. We can do that with all the costumes if we wanted to. Okay, so what we're going to do is you've got your fish, and your fish is in the middle of the screen. You're going to click on the Looks toolbox, and you're going to choose the Change Color Effect block. And I'm just going to zoom in here so you can see this a little bit better. This actually has a bunch of different effects in it. You can see here the drop-down menu, and you're going to choose Pixelate. Okay, and if you had the pixelate effect set at 0 and you clicked on this block, nothing would happen. It would just look normal. But let's say we can change that pixelate effect to 60, and then I'm going to click on this block. What happens? Oh, wow. Okay, and we can click it again and see what happened. My goodness, it practically disappears if you keep on clicking it. That's kind of interesting. Let's take a look at another costume that he's got. There's Fish B. We can go to code, change pixelate effect. So he would just look like a blue blob. So I'm going to X out of that, choose a new animal. Maybe the chick. Okay, and change color effect. Bring that block in there. And you can leave it at 25 if you want to, and just see what happens. Oh, sorry, that's pixelate effect. You can see what happens when you click the color effect too. So now he's a green check. Right. Oh, that's super cute. Okay. So that's one way to change the view of a sprite into pixel art. Super cute. Okay. Now we're going to try another thing. So we are going to go into we're going to choose a sprite again, and I'm going to choose animal. I'm going to choose the dragon. Dragon's got a bunch of costumes too. And we're going to click on the costumes tab. So this is the second way to do it. Okay, and if you look over here, you'll see this little blue button that says convert to bitmap. So right now there are two ways to draw in Scratch. There's vector and then there's bitmap. Vector which is what we're using right now. It's really good for drawing shapes and moving them like that. But bitmap is really good for drawing directly on the canvas. So what we're going to do is we're going to do convert to bitmap. And then we're going to click on we're going to select the dragon. That's not what I meant to do at all. I'm going to select, click on the select tool, select, and we're going to make him really small, maybe that small, okay? And then you're going to click off of the sprite. Super important to click off of them. Then you're going to reselect using the select tool, and then you're going to increase the size. So now you've got a dragon that is pixelated. If you want to add an eye, we can maybe do fill, maybe add an eye there. So he's got an eye, so we can add some to there. So now you have a dragon that's pixelated. The next thing that we're going to try also is we're going to try a backdrop. Get rid of the dragon. I'm going to choose a backdrop. And like I said, it works better with animated drawings than it does with photographs. So I'm going to choose the desert. So I've got that desert, and then we can go into the code here and choose under the looks toolbox, choose change color effect and pixelate. We can do that too. Get a pixelated backdrop. Okay, and then the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a sprite. This is the last technique. Okay. And what you're going to do is convert to bitmap, and you're going to zoom all the way in. Zoom, 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 zoom. Okay, and then we're going to choose the paintbrush, and we're going to change. You can see if we have the paintbrush, I think it defaults to size 10. So when you go in, and that's the circle tool. And what you want to do is you want to change that brush size to 1. So it's just a simple little square. Okay, and then you can draw. I don't know. Let's see. We'll draw. And I'm going to give him eyes and a mouth. He's silly looking. Okay, eyes and mouth, and I'm going to choose the bucket tool, and I'm going to fill him with a color. Maybe purple. Oh, he's super cute. Okay, so you look over here, he's super duper tiny, and then what we can do is change the size of him to, let's see if I have, let me do that. Maybe we'll change him a little bit to 1,000. Oh, he's super cute. Yay. So that's my pixelated little blob. So you learn 3 ways to pixelate. Number 1, you use the set color effect block to set pixelate effect. And then we can use that for backdrops and for sprites. The second one was converting a sprite from vector to bitmap, reducing the size and then increasing the size again. And then the third way is we created a sprite, and in bitmap mode, we zoom all the way in, set the brush size to 1, draw and color in your sprite, and then set the size to much bigger than you just drew it. That's really tiny. And so that's your 3 ways. Okay. All right. We're going to try that in class today. And the assignment is listed on Google Classroom. I'll go over the requirements of the assignment when this video is over.